playoffs have arrived. It is the start of Super Wild Card Weekend, and off we go here on this Saturday. This one skips the landing zone, goes all the way over the back line, so the ball will come out to the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll send him over to the left. Now the former Ohio State Buckeye. Here's J.K. Dobbins. He'll manage to get 2, maybe 3 on that carry. Big Ed Oliver there on the tackle. They face 2nd down and 7. They fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete. Matt McConkey, the one he was looking for. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
His first catch of the wild card game, and good for a 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down. Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Again, they'll throw with Herbert. That's complete to the TCU man, Quentin Johnston. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Well, I think it's pretty clear what the week's plan was, and that was to get the quarterback in a rhythm right out of the gate. You got to imagine as the game unfolds, they'll sprinkle in some runs. But so far, it's been their passing game to get this game started, and that last one results in a 1st down.
Quick throw, taken in, and he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play. This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Herbert. That's caught left side by Pitts. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. From the gun, it's Herbert. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Quentin Johnston. Touchdown, Chargers. Dicker, good with the extra point. And the Chargers will jump out to a 7-0 lead here on Super Wild Card Weekend. After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now the first carry for the younger Cook brother. This is James Cook. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick 1st down.
So you're on the sideline and you're watching the other team go right down the field and score on their first drive. As a play caller, you have to be careful that it doesn't throw you out of your initial plan coming into the game. They wanted to establish some ground game here early, and that's exactly what they did.
Look them up on a 2nd down and 8. From the gun, Josh Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
On 3rd down, it's Josh Allen going for it all. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Allen. He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And a good return here. He is out of bounds, up past the 30.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Shotgun now for Herbert. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Cole Bishop.
The best way, Mike, for a defense to bait these bad throws is don't allow the quarterback to throw the ball to their first read. By the time he gets to the 3rd or 4th read, in this case, the defender has already put himself in position, jumped that route, challenged the receiver, and that's a big-time takeaway.
He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Jamal Hill there for the tackle. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. 1 quarter in the books in round 1 of these AFC playoffs. The Chargers out to the early lead. More after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 3rd and 9. On 3rd down, they go with Cook. It's a pickup of 12. 1st down, Buffalo. Out of the gun, here's Allen. That's taken in. It's James Cook. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. Allen going to give it to Cook. Cook with a 1st down and much more. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. On 1st down, it's Allen. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
He just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
And the Bills have got a first and goal. He's out of bounds at the 4-yard line. A first down there. Gain of 14 yards. From the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. First down and goal. Here's Cook. Now a flag comes in. It was thrown by the umpire. The pickup is 4, but usually that's a holding penalty. Now it is first and goal. Here's Cook. Oh, he coughs up the football. But this is taken in by a teammate. They are very fortunate to get another shot at it. It is second down and goal. From the gun, it's Allen. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. The Chargers have it. The quarterback was on the move, starting to gain some yards, but then he lost the ball. And the fumble's recovered by the defense.
And early on, Mike, it was actually a really good job by the quarterback extending that play, getting some positive yards with his legs, but he decided not to slide and give himself up. He takes that hit, loses the ball, and now the defense takes over.
On the give, it's right. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. Second down and 8. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. Going up top. He's got it. They're going to have it first and goal. He'll be out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. A big play there, about as big as you can get. That covered 91 yards. Well, does that change the outlook here? Just like that, they have it first and goal. Here's a run. And he will fight his way to the end zone. J.K. Dobbins. Touchdown, L.A. Dicker, good with the extra point. And the Chargers move out on top, 14-0. After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. First and 10. They'll start on the ground with Cook. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. A pickup of 12 yards. Good for a Bills first down.
What we're seeing here in this first half, Mike, is an example of the offensive line, the running back, and the play caller all on the same page. The execution and the ability to continue to pick up chunk plays on the ground has been a great start for this offense.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
56.
So now they'll throw it with Allen. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be second down. Here's a handoff to Cook. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
Behind the line of scrimmage. On 2-yard loss.
5 wide.
Third down and 12.
What's that?
On third down, it's Allen. He'll try to run for it.
That's a really good effort on third down, just trying to make something happen. He did well to get what he got, but it's not enough for a first.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on fourth down.
Look out.
They'll try and throw for it with Allen. And that ball intercepted. Asante Samuel Jr., just like his daddy did.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Operating from their own 23, they'll begin first and 10. Now it's Herbert. Oh, a loose football. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football and get on it to keep possession.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sack, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
Now the Chargers will use the first of their timeouts as the clock is stopped with 35 seconds to go in the second quarter. They'll spread the formation here. Let's see what the call is on third and inches. And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target. No catch. And now fourth down.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently. Not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Now a timeout Chargers here. That's their second. Clock is stopped with 26 seconds until the break.
This play should always end up converting a fourth down, especially at this distance. But you can't tell me there weren't some nerves on that sideline as they sent that play in to snap it. But fortunately, nothing to worry about. The offense gets it done.
Herbert now on first down. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up second down.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
That's on the guard, Zion Johnson. The task now, a really tough one. Third and very long. Throwing now is Herbert. He'll try and get there on the ground.
Sometimes it's just a case of taking what the defense gives you. And here's one of those examples. There's nowhere for him to go with the ball. For a minute, it looked like he was going to be able to pick up this first down with his legs. The defense rallies, brings him down short of the first down marker, sets up fourth down.
Here's first and 10.
Alert, alert, alert! Half A5, half
Allen to throw. He'll take a shot here. Back of the end zone. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end. All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. One team advances. One team's season ends here. Second half underway in the AFC wildcard game. And no chance to return this one. Through the end zone for a touchback. Here's a first carry for the man from Kentucky, Ray Davis. Strong. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. They'll go play action here with Allen. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. A run up the middle with Cook. And they'll take this down inside the 35. On 1st and 10, it's Allen. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. From the shotgun, it's Allen. That's deep for the back of the end zone.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Johnston motioning over. Head up. This is right. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. He'll get this out to the left flat. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Pitts is the man in motion. Now Herbert. He fires downfield for Pitts. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Trying to get it to Kyle Pitts. And it'll be 3rd down. They put Woods in motion. Throwing is Herbert on 3rd down. He's going to try it here again. That is caught. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And After that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
They'll run out of the gun with Wright. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Johnston motioning over. Herbert. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
They'll try to keep the drive rolling, facing 3rd and 6. Now, Herbert. That is caught by the tight end. Kyle Pitts. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Dicker now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Chargers will stake themselves to a 21-0 lead. After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. They get 11 and quickly pick up the 1st down.
And he continues to carry the ball well. Another nice one here. But as they find themselves continuing to trail here in the second half, the opposing team's defense is not really concerned about the run game. They need to find a way to use the pass to get the lead and then go back to this run game to close the game out.
And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Once again, it's Cook. Now a flag comes in. It was thrown by the umpire. The pickup is 4, but usually that's a holding penalty. On the handoff, this is Cook. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here in this AFC wildcard matchup. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. 3rd down and 9. They run out of the gun. It's Cook. Cook with a 1st down and much more. That one flips the field. Big chunk play as he goes out of bounds. It is a big run by Cook. And even 50 yards. A run on 1st and goal. They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line. And that'll set up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line.
What's that?
One more time with Cook. And he'll be taken down. Let's call it the 7-yard line. And here comes 3rd and goal.
A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's
Now Allen. That's taken in by Shakir. And this defense going to get to him at the 3-yard line, bringing up 4th down.
a gain of 4 yards. It's 4th and goal.
Alert! 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 What's that?
Here's Allen to throw. To the end zone. It's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take over once again, this time at their own 8-yard line.
Just think back to a few plays ago, Mike. This offense is finding themselves entering the red zone. It looked like we're about to see a touchdown, but that's how fast things can change in this game. The defense finds themselves with their back against the wall, coming up with a huge fourth down stop. Not only do they keep points off the board, but it's nicer to do it when you come off with the ball in your hand.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Pitts is the man in motion. On 1st down, a run for right. And he's going to be brought down up past the 20.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
They run again with right. And he's taken down, but not until he gets to the 32-yard line.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
Back on the ground and back to right. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. A give here to right. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. 2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Here's Herbert. Now a ball thrown deep for Johnston. And that is incomplete. Quentin Johnston, the man he was looking for on that one. And that'll set up 4th down.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while, it seemed like everything the offense did hit. And after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over.
And he's going to be hit and taken down. They got him with a big-time rush. And it will lead to a turnover on downs.
So here as the quarterback, you can't take that sack. You have to understand it's 4th down. While you don't want to throw a pick, you've got to get this ball out of your hand and give one of your playmakers a chance to make a play for you and extend this drive on 4th down.
Here's a 2nd and 12.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12.
Allen.
At the 32-yard line.
The pressure gets home. He's lost the football. And the defense has it. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it and which team does a better job taking it away. Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike, you never go broke taking a profit. Give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back, allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays. And frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
Hey, Kappa.
Herbert going to try to throw on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
Herbert going to go on 4th down. And that is not going to work. Incomplete, and they turn it over on downs.
So this offense, they think this is a prime opportunity to go for it through the air on 4th down. But this defense was having none of it. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. No easy completions.
That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. From the gun, it's Herbert. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down.
59.
Throwing again. Oh, no. That is not going to work out at all. That will be a safety. Defenses dream about those, whether it's a pick 6 or a scoop and score. Even this one, Greg, 2 points. When the defense puts points on the board, they feel great about it.
Mike, talk about getting the job done on defense. Not only does it result in 2 points on the scoreboard, but now the offense is going to get the ball back, and likely with great field position.
They go play action now. Here's Allen. He'll take a shot here. Back of the end zone. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that...
And he's just throwing ducks up there. Another ball intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Henderson. And the Chargers are going to get it back here just past the 35.
Well, Mike, this is entering the wrong kind of rarefied air. I mean, as in, it's only happened a handful of times since the turn of the millennium rare. It's an entire season's worth of picks thrown in just one game. I think at this point, you junk the playbook, you light it on fire, and we're just going to start from scratch next week.
1st and 10 now from the 36.
Baylor Tigers. 5-9.
On play action, it's Herbert. That's over the middle and intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.